Good morning and welcome. I have decided I'm going to try to explain the process I'm going through now to improve my musical ability. Uh, so I'm not. I have a lot of trouble with music because it's difficult. It's extremely difficult, and I'm getting older. So one of the problems I'm having is my eyesight. So I've been using these Easy Play music books, and they have very large uh, notes. This is simplified. It has very large notes, and as you can see, it has the note name right inside the note itself. So that's just one less bit of translation that I have to do. I don't have to look at the position and translate that to the letter. And then I still have to take that letter and translate it to an actual key on the organ. But anything that I can do to make that process easier, I need to do. Otherwise, I'm just too slow and I can't do anything that sounds musical. So what's to be done? And I should say, what's the problem with these books? Problem with these books is there aren't that many of them, and maybe there are 10 of them or something like that in the classical realm. Uh, there are others in jazz and rock and pop and so on, and I have some of those books and I like them. Uh, but I want to learn some more classical music, and I want to learn complete pieces. These are mostly fragments in these books. You can see there. Here's the Beethoven's Fifth Symphony. Right. This is what is that? 4 pages long? I don't think so. So this is just a theme from the Fifth Symphony. Uh, so what's to be done? Well, I went out and I bought this classical Fakebook from Hal Leonard, and this has over 850 classical themes and the original keys. And mostly these are complete pieces. There are some themes and fragments in here, but there are also a lot of complete pieces. Now, you can see just how tiny the notes are here. They're very small, especially compared to these here. Compared to these here, they're absolutely minuscule. And sometimes I have trouble seeing these. Sometimes I can't tell if that's a C or a G, for example, depending on the light level and how my eyes happen to be working this particular day. So, what's to be done about that? On the other hand, what's good about this is it does have the chord, corresponding chord, over the melody. So if you look at this book here, this is a Fakebook style. So this has the melody and it has the chord on the top. And I'm playing a Lowry organ over there, and it has this one finger chord style that you can play. So on the upper manual, I'll play the melody. On the lower manual, I'll turn on this one finger chord style. If I want to hit the C chord, all I have to do is press the one key, the C key, and it will play the chord for me. If I want to play a D minor, I have to hit two keys. I have to hit the D and the F key, and that'll give me a D minor chord. For G7, I have to hit the F and the G together, and so on. So this has two levels of simplification. It has the fact that I don't have to read the C clef. I only have to play a chord rather than some complicated left hand full of notes. So that's one simplification, and then it's further simplified by the fact that it will play the organ will play some of the notes for me on its own. Actually, quite a few notes for me on its own, as long as I hit those the D and the F, it'll play the A for me, and also do a lot of orchestration in the background, depending on the style I choose. This one is a march, so if I choose it, I can choose a march. It'll play the percussion and uh, corresponding orchestration. That sounds pretty good. But this Fakebook also has that, and it also has that chord up at the top. Doesn't have the bass part. Let's left that out. That's fine. I didn't really want that anyway. I'm trying to progress one step at a time. You can't go from idiot to virtuoso in one step. You have to try to progress as best as you can. And so this is a way to do that. Now, how is this helpful to me? This new book, this classical Fakebook, how is that helpful if I can't read the notes while I'm playing, if they're too small? I have to get my face this close to the music in order to read it. Well, I have something here called Musescore. Let me switch over there. This is a piece of software that is free. You can download it from the Musescore site. Let's go over to the Musescore site. And this has a professional edition, and some of the music you have to pay for, but a lot of it is free. So what you do is you download the software. Let's see. We go to their homepage here. I'm not seeing where the download is, but I think that's because I've already installed it. Moreover, I'm on Linux, and so I installed this with my package manager. I didn't use this website, so but I'm sure that, excuse me, I'm sure that you can download the software from here. Let's take a look here. See, I'm not finding it here. Let's take a look here. That's not Musescore, it's Musescore. All right, so here it is. Here's where you can download it. You can download it for Windows, for the Mac, or for Linux, and you can get it in various versions. You can use the Snap Pack, or right? I'm running Ubuntu, so I just install this community package here. Anyway, once you've done that, once you have it installed, then you can search for sheet music. And so I was looking for Beast Do by Mir, and there are quite a few versions of it here. You know, people have uploaded, and so you just click on it, and then you hit download, and it will download it into whatever folder on your computer you use. And you can see here, for example, this does not have the chords on the top. It has this very complicated second hand here, and all the pedal notation and whatnot. I cannot deal with that. I'm not sophisticated enough of a musician to be able to work with that. So what have I done here? I open up, File, Open, and I point to the thing that was downloaded. And the first thing I do is I go into plugins here and the plugin manager, and I click this note names thing here. And so once I've done that, I can go into plugins again, notes, and click on note names. And what it does is it takes these notes and it adds this up on top, which is this is a B flat, this is an E flat, this is an F, a D, and so on. So I no longer have to do that translation. Uh, it just makes it easier for me. And the other thing is I can right click on this and, oops, not on there. I have to be here. Go into style. And from here, I can, is here? I'm in the wrong place here. What can I click? I'm sorry, it's page settings. I can go into page settings and I can go into scaling and I can make this as large as I want it. So what that does is, so I hit this up arrow a bunch of times until I get the size I want. And so this has changed it from a 2-page score into a 4-page score that is much larger and easier to read. So at this point, I print it out, and I get something that looks like this. Right? So this is a lot easier to read than what's in here. Right? If you compare the size of these, this is much easier. And I can make it larger. If this is not large enough, I can make it larger still. You can see this is still kind of small compared to these. But I can make this as large as I need to make it. And then it does not have the chord notation on the top. You know, it's not a Fakebook style score. It is a real score. It has the left-hand part over here. I don't know why this is so large, but it has the left-hand part over here, which is too complicated for me right now. Maybe in 6 months I'll give this a try after I, have done this for 50 or 60 pieces. Maybe I'll come back and I'll start learning the left hand at that point. But for now, I want to use the Fakebook style, and so that's where this book comes in again, because this one is a Fakebook style. It has chords on the top, so I need to copy them from here onto here. And now I have some sheet music that is almost ready for prime time. The last step here is that when you start using this, you're going to find that there are some errors. There are almost always errors in sheet music. I don't know why that is, but it almost always seems to be the case. And so here, for example, this is showing up as an E flat, and I believe that it's an E natural. So that has to be changed. And similarly, here, this is showing up as an E flat, and I think it should be an E natural. These things happen. The other thing, sometimes I will note the natural on here, because when you're working with a key signature like this is the E flat with 3 flats. Sometimes as soon as you see the letter E, you immediately want to add the flat to it. So the natural notation there just acts as a signpost to make life a little easier. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to do now with Musescore, which is free, and with the and if you can't find a free score to go with the piece that you're trying to learn, you can actually type it all into Musescore yourself, as long as you have the Fakebook that has that music in there. You can do that, and you can make it as large as you want, and so on. And therefore, you can you can take something that's not working for you and possibly turn it into something that is working for you. Anyway, I hope you learned something, and I hope this is helpful and it enhances your musical experience. Thank you for watching.